Where should you take a hungry alien for dinner? To an extraterrestrial all-you-can-eat buffet. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday, my friends. I hope everyone's weekend is getting off to a good start. I'm glad to be here with you. Sir Punks-a-Lot is first in chat with the resub. Thank you so much. Thank you for the resub, Punk, and thank you very, very much for the 14 months. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate it more than you appreciate the jokes. And we've got Lucent Jelly here in spirit. I know that she's not actually at the keyboard, but it's nice to have you with us in spirit, Jelly. True. And thank you also for lending me your Pikmin 2. I still haven't started it yet. I delayed starting it because one of my mods went out of town for a week, and I thought that they would want to be here for it, so I delayed starting it up. But I'm gonna get to it soon, so I can get it back on your way to you. I know you said no rush, but I don't want to sit on it for years and years or anything like that. So we'll be doing Pikmin 2 on the stream very soon. Probably, possibly, hopefully even next week. I think I'll try to put it on the schedule. But today we're doing Contra. No problem, keep it as long as you need, thank you. Hopefully, well, I don't know. I hope that it's a little more expansive than the first Pikmin. Is what I was thinking, but I don't know if I really think that, because I kind of think part of the original Pikmin's charm is its sort of laser focus and simplicity. So if it expands too much, it might lose something, I'm afraid. Pikmin 2 is my favorite of the 3 games. We shall see. Hopefully I'll be able to agree. I'm really hoping to like it a lot, because the first Pikmin was magical. It was stressful. It was so stressful, the time limit. I was so worried. I was going to get the bad ending and have to replay the whole game, and I almost did. I came, I think, as close as you possibly can to getting the bad ending on my first run. And then we somehow snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. And speaking of snatching victory from defeat, I'm hoping to do that today, though there's a very slim chance. We're doing Contra runs. We're doing my last challenge run in Contra. Last or next to last, I don't know exactly for sure. We've done a couple. I've done a regular deathless run, and I've done a no powers deathless run, and now I'm working on an all powers deathless run. I've done a 1 credit clear, grabbing all the powers one time. So the deathless run is possible, but feels very far off. The trouble is actually not so much that I'm losing lives on this run, but that I'm missing power-ups on this run. There's so many powers that you only have one opportunity to grab. And I'm very good at missing my opportunity. Oh, thank you. That's just you, I think. Frownie always plays as shoddily as possible. Yeah, it is isn't it such a conundrum how I can do successful challenge runs through some very difficult games, and yet and yet if you were to just grab any random segment of my gameplay from any stream, you would be forced to conclude that I am the biggest bonehead on the planet. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start a run. We're probably gonna die an awful lot. I'm gonna reset if I die on stage 1. Other than that, I want this to be a warm-up run that just goes through the whole game. Give me a sort of refresher on where the power-ups are and how many spectacular ways I can miss them. Come on, no. I did a Buster-only run of the original Mega Man a couple nights ago. I'm pretty proud of it, though it took me 7 hours and it was agonizing the whole way through. So it's not an impressive run to watch, that's for sure. But I feel very proud of the achievement to have made it through. I think I could do it better on a second run now that I sort of understand a bit more. I still think it would take a few hours for me to get through another run, but I think I will try it again at some point and see how much time I can shave off now that I've done it once. I have to watch that VOD. I talked about you during it at one point. I mentioned how you have a great affection for Mega Man. And that you read the comic books and know the lore. I see the game, I see little glitch lines happening. Like the game is thinking about glitching out and potentially crashing. That's what it wants to do. We're going to give it its opportunity. I love both Mega Man and watching you suffer. Yeah, you mentioned you were watching the ET VODs on YouTube. That's some high quality suffering. I think the worst I've suffered on the stream though is Echo the Dolphin by far. I was on the last level of Echo the Dolphin for so long. I became an old man and I and I withered away and I turned to dust and the wind blew me across the universe. Alright, I think we're good so far. I'm making a list now, top 10 Frownie suffering moments. Oh my. how can you possibly narrow that down? Alright, I think we're good so far. I think I don't think I've missed anything. I've got some notes. I've got some post-it notes stuck to the side of my television that, remind me of, what the behind the backstages are like. And I don't really need them at this point. But I'm still referring to them since I haven't played in a little while. And these are my notes, by the way. I did not look up information about the game. I'll have you know, I set struggling and repeating the levels, studying them on the stream, forcing everyone to watch me figure out which rooms had power-ups and what they were and when they came by, all on my own. I could have looked that information up, but we do everything the hard way around here. That's why I don't watch, that's why I don't watch speedruns, and I don't learn speedrun strategies. Because I want to do, I want to figure everything out with my own substandard mind. Post-its on a CRT, what year are you in? I played Dr. Franken on the stream a week or two ago. I don't know if you know anything about that game, Punk. But it's like a Metroidvania. It's a sprawling adventure game where you go through this castle and, you know, collect items to use as keys in other parts to make progress. And it's giant. I had to start taking notes on physical paper. And I had 6 pages worth of map. And I wasn't drawing very big. Okay, this is the only room without a power-up on this stage. I'm not hitting either of these. Vaguely aware of Dr. Franken. It's actually a pretty cool game. It's not bad. I definitely think you need to draw your own map to play it though. And there is a map in the game, but it's next to useless. It's so vague. Everything on it looks the same. I played the Game Boy version. There's an SNES version as well, but I don't know if it's the same or what about it. one more, one more room on the stage. No. No. Ah, rip. There goes the run. Ah, we were doing really great for a warm-up, though. Made it to the boss of stage 4. Didn't miss a power-up or lose a life. That's a great warm-up. Alpha Kenny Body, aka Haru, welcome in. Sorry I haven't been on too much. My brother is visiting, no worries. I'm happy to have you here when you can be, but I'm not gonna hold anything against you when you can't be. I don't think I've decided what the worst part of this run is yet. The no powers run. Well, what is the worst part of the no powers run? This is probably these snow plows is probably the worst part of the no powers run. The stage 4 boss is really difficult with the pea shooter. It's not much better with the machine gun, though, so... I don't know that the difficulty there is unique to that run. Snow plows, more like no plows. Slow boss fight. If you're really good, I think you can probably one cycle that boss, but I usually get him in 2. Oh, that jump. That jump is the worst. That guy on the left could have taken me out very easily because I didn't notice him until he was actually running away. If he decided to fire a bullet, there wouldn't have been a whole lot I could have done about it. No! No! I missed a power-up. Now the run is really dead. It can't even be a 1 credit clear. It's not in rip and rip. I know it is actually. The run is double dead. I lost a life and now I missed a power-up. You know, if I lose a life, it can still be a 1cc, but if I lose a power-up, it can't be anything. It's just trash. Why do you have to make me sad, game? So, we had a perfect stage 1 through 3. We had a perfect stage 5 and 6. 4 fell apart a little. 7 fell apart a lot. Seven did fall apart a lot. I missed another power-up. No, I missed another one. I was feeling so good at the start of the run. I was feeling so good about how I was doing. Now I'm feeling so bad about how I'm doing. Alright, well, warm-up complete. We lost... How many lives did I lose? 3 lives? Lost 3 lives, missed 3 power-ups. Pretty ugly. I've certainly had worse runs, though. We'll enjoy our credit roll, and we'll try it again. I'm not going to spend an overwhelming amount of time in this game today. Maybe 2 more runs. I'd like to devote about an hour and a half to Contra before we move over to Sonic. I'm not sure how long Sonic 3 and Knuckles is. I called it first play in quotes because I have played Sonic 3 and I have played Sonic and Knuckles, but I've never combined the carts together before. Excuse me. So it's going to be a first playthrough of the complete game for me. I think that it has a save feature though. I don't know. Sonic 3 has a save feature, so I'd imagine when I put them together, it retains that. But Sonic and Knuckles did not have a save feature, so who knows? But because I'm not sure whether or not I have to play it in one sitting, I want to make sure I leave a generous portion of time for it. Alright, right into attempt number 2. Now that we're warmed up, I think if I make a mistake before the end of stage 4, I'll hit reset. Which probably means I'll be resetting a lot. But hopefully that'll keep us from wasting a whole lot of time on dead runs. The first half of the game is far and away the hardest half. Any run that makes it through stage 4 has a decent chance of being the one that makes it all the way. The worst obstacles in the second half of the game are mostly on stage 7. Those power-ups that I missed, I tend to miss those with some alarming frequency. Missed a power-up. I forgot to wait for it, but then I remembered, but then I still messed it up. I actually don't have to restart if I fall off the bridge. Pookie Stan, hey, great to see you. Welcome to Contra. We just completed our first pass through the game a moment ago, and I'm trying to get a second one off the ground now. Not doing so well. There we go. I can't really do that with reliable regularity, but I really like when I can grab the fire weapon without going down to that lower ledge. No! It really hurts. No. See, that's why I said I don't necessarily have to restart when I fall off the bridge, but I prefer to. That's how I'm going to do that from now on. A little more slowly, a little more reliably. Hey, we made it out of stage 1. I know it's only been a couple minutes, but it feels much longer. Sometimes I just really don't understand how the enemies pass through a string of bullets like that. We haven't missed a power-up. Oh, I was expecting the stage 4 boss. Because I can see the game is somewhat threatening to glitch out. I don't know if it shows up very well in the capture or not, but those streaky line glitches. Just if you're lurking and if you may not know, the policy related to the game glitching out around here is that we continue to play until it becomes unplayable, no matter how bad it looks. We don't want to waste an opportunity to maybe see something really really interesting. Oh, yuck. 2 deaths. I feel like I usually don't die on stage 3. That's abnormal. I wonder if the enemies can actually jump up on that moving platform. I don't think I've ever seen one do it, but I wonder if they timed their jump just right, if they could make it. Probably. Oh, what am I doing? There's no power-ups in this room. Just get out of here immediately. I don't think I'm actually hitting anything. That rolling cylinder came so close to me. No, I missed a power-up. Now the run is dead. Even if I die, we can still get a 1cc, but if I miss a power-up, that's irredeemable, unfortunately. No. That guy just spawned at the worst time. There's probably a better way to fight this turret, but... I don't know. I don't want to have to learn it. I prefer to just stop missing the bridge. One stage. If I stare at it extra hard, it does more damage. That's what I like to imagine. Don't drop that on me. No! How did that miss? I'm watching it replay right now. I disagree. To those of you lurking, thank you for being here. I appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm sorry I keep putting us through the same levels again and again. That is unfortunately just the way things go. It's really something how like the challenge runs for difficult games like this go. I mean, even just beating difficult games in general. It's really interesting how quickly you can get better at games like this. I'm not saying good, I'm saying better. Because like the very first time I played Contra, I think it took like 5 or 6 hours for me to beat it the first time. And after that, like I could almost immediately do it in under an hour. Or like Ninja Gaiden. I think the first time I beat Ninja Gaiden, it took like... Well, I played it for like... I don't know. Again, like 6 or 7 hours, something like that. And then the second time I played it, I beat it in less than 2. So like... You make big improvements. really quickly early on, I think. At least that seems to be the case for me. Sir Ravenheim, hey, good to see you. Welcome to my Contra challenge run. It's all power-ups. If I miss a power-up, the run is dead. And quite a few runs have died. I've only successfully grabbed every power-up in the game one time so far, I think. Oh, but to sort of complete my thought there, I was thinking about when I did when I was working on the Deathless run of Super Ghouls and Ghosts too. Like that took me months. I mean, you know, I don't practice runs like this every day, but you know, like once a week for several months. It took a very long time, but then I got it. I got the Deathless run, and the very next time I played the game, I got a second Deathless run. So it's just weird how that goes with challenges sometimes. I have whatever's going around in my area, so you're ill, so to speak. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that I hope you have an opportunity for lots of rest and fluids and a quick recovery. No! I was just being foolish. There was no reason to jump like that. So, when I got the, when I completed the run with all the power-ups, the one time I did it, that was a 1 credit clear run. So the improvement that we're eventually hoping for is to get all power-ups in a deathless run. Though, that's not possible right now. We could get another 1cc, though, if I play well. But kind of the thing about the all power-ups run is if I get all the power-ups, it kind of is by default a 1 credit clear. It's very unlikely that I won't, because I played this game a whole lot. It's very unlikely that I see the game over screen when I play this game nowadays. It does happen. It does happen. I can definitely make a ton of mistakes in a very short period of time and have to face the humiliation of the game over screen, but it's not very likely. I don't live in terror of it like I used to. I love the spread gun. Everyone loves the spread gun, right? How could you not? The spread gun is like the knife in Ghosts and Goblins. It's the weapon to have. Far and away the MVP. I don't have any tattoos, but if I were to get a video game related tattoo, the spread gun symbol would be a very strong candidate because of my tremendous affection for it. Itorama, welcome in, Itty. Great to see you. Some amazing challenges you take on here. I lurk through a lot, and they're always a thrill. Still haven't picked up Contra myself, but I could see playing it soon. That's very kind of you to say, Itty. Thank you. And I hope you do pick up Contra, because it is a ton of fun. It's a game I never thought I'd be very into it. And I don't know why, if it was the aesthetic or I don't know what it is, but like I would see footage of it from time to time and think, that game's probably not for me. And I finally played it, and when I did, I just fell in love. It's wonderful. I could very easily lose my focus and skip a power-up. If you catch me doing that, like I know I have a no backseating tag on, but you're more than welcome to call me out if I skip a power-up and don't notice it. Because I'm gonna be very sad if I think I've got the run and then I review the footage and discover that I skipped a power-up. And it's very likely to happen. Especially in rooms like these. Favorite game on the NES is Tecmo Bowl. You know what? I don't really like sports games. I'm not really into sports. But I had Tecmo Bowl as a kid, and I put a lot of time into it. I never really understood what I was doing. You select your plays at the beginning of each attempt. I don't know. After you get tackled, you have to select a new play for the next round. I don't know what they're called in football. And I never knew, I never really understood what the plays were gonna do. I was usually just kind of picking one at random. I got the difference between run and pass, but there would be sort of subcategories within those, and I wouldn't really understand the difference. So I just kind of muddled my way through it, but I did put a lot of time into it. If I see... What? You'll shave my beard, what? If you see me doing what? Playing Tecmo Bowl? Get confused with the titles. I had SNES growing up, and I'm pretty sure I rented a Super C cartridge that was actually Contra 3: The Alien Wars. May have been a bootleg cart at the rental place. I can see I'm gonna fall behind on chat a little bit here. I will catch up with you. I will catch up with you if calamity strikes. And I feel I can pause the game. Oh no! You know what? You know what I did there? I got that bomb that clears all the enemies off the screen, but I mistook it for the invincibility item. I thought because I'd grabbed that I was invincible, and so I just ran right into that bullet. And yeah, so yeah, the titles can be confusing. It's like Ghosts and Goblins. Like all the games are like why did they just call it Ghosts and Goblins 1, 2, and 3? Because I'll talk about Ghouls and Ghosts and Super Ghouls and Ghosts and and Ghosts and Goblins, and I'll be talking past people sometimes because they played one of them and then they don't realize how similarly they're titled on different platforms, and we'll be talking about two different games. And the same thing happens with Contra. Sometimes, like, I'll be talking because I've never played Contra 3, but because it's got the word, I'll be talking about Super C sometimes, and people think that I'm talking about Contra 3 because Contra 3's on the Super NES and Super C has Super in the title. So you'd think. It would be much more convenient if they were just called Contra 1, 2, and 3. Same problem in summer as in winter. During the winter, my landlord would crank the heat to a ridiculous degree. Now that it's summer here, he's all about saving money on AC. Open my windows. No longer negates that. It's rough. Rough, Pookie. That's... Having your home at a bad temperature can really just mess up a lot of what you got going on. So I definitely feel for you, my friend. Tecmo Bowl, Super Mario Brothers, Castlevania, Final Fantasy II, and Contra. Those are your top 5 games, I'm guessing? Tecmo Bowl wouldn't make my top list personally. For the aforementioned sort of disinterest in sports and sports games that I mentioned, but I do think of it fondly because it was a game I had as a kid. Kind of like Super Sprint. I'm not really big into racing games, but I think fondly of Super Sprint because I had it as a kid, and I spent a lot of time with it. Because, you know, that's... When you're a kid, you play the games you have. Mario Bros. Is great. It's hard to decide what Mario Bros. I like the best. I really love both Super Mario Bros. 2 and 3. Super Mario Bros. 3 is almost perfect for me. The only thing that I don't like about Super Mario Bros. 3 is the levels are so short. They're so tiny. Every level in the game takes like 3 seconds to beat. There's no opportunity for running around and like exploring because I mean like there are a few secrets, but just the levels are so small. But like, I really like the aesthetic of Mario 3. I like the power-ups. I like the physics of that game. I love Mario Brothers 2, though. Even if it is quirky and weird and different and quote-unquote not a Mario game. I'm trying something different here. Alright. What I was trying was dumb. And I still died. Ugh. I missed a power-up, so now it's dead. Now the run is truly dead. Even the big world is small. No, Super Mario Brothers 2 USA is the real Mario Brothers 2. I will never accept otherwise. The lost levels can be resigned to the garbage bin of history. I have no love for the lost levels. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that there are two Super Mario Brothers 2 and they're both ROM hacks. Like, neither of them's a real game. But Super Mario 2 is wonderful. It's a lot of fun. Castlevania, of course, I love. I've spent a lot of time with Castlevania. I'm really tempted to try a no sub-weapon run of Castlevania, but I know it's going to be a nightmare. Final Fantasy, I have yet to play a real Final Fantasy game. The only Final Fantasy game that I've played is Final Fantasy Adventure, and I really liked that game. But it's it's a mana game, right? It's not even a Final Fantasy game. So I think I only missed one power up. I don't know. I kind of lost my focus there on that run. We're gonna try one more pass through the game, and then we're gonna move over to Sonic and Knuckles. But I'd like one more. I'd like to make it through the game one more time today. I'm gonna try and keep my. I'm gonna try and keep my focus. I put up a clip of the experiment with the finicky power up. Thank you, Pookie. I might in the Discord. Thank you. I'm not gonna look at it now, but I'll take a look. I will take a look at it between streams. I have gotten that power up before. It's just an issue of figuring out what can work successfully. And the thing is, I don't even really want to approach it like that because I don't like trying to make that jump from the bottom. I would prefer to be up on that higher platform and jump down, I think. So, I don't know. That approach that I was just experimenting with is probably a bad idea for me for a lot of reasons. But well, I will watch it back and maybe I'll see something I didn't see before. So thank you for clipping that. Those guys just came out at the wrong time. It was the right time from their perspective, I'm sure. I'm really shocked I didn't grab that L. It's really easy. Like the one of the hardest things about this run is it's really easy to start daydreaming and then start beating these rooms without waiting for the power up to come by. It's silly when you have to grab a power-up item just to get the same weapon you're already using. I thought I was gonna miss that. I really thought I was gonna miss a power-up there. You know what? I think I'll reset. We're early enough into it. I know I didn't miss a power-up, but... we're early enough into the attempt that we don't have to accept a death. I can't believe I missed that. Someday a fly is going to land on the reset button and have a bad day. It might survive. It might survive. It's not like the wooden sword is sharp, for one. And two, I don't really press that hard. So if there was a fly and I was beginning to poke it with the wooden sword, it might be able to slip away without taking a lot of damage. Do a barrel roll. My lights are flickering. feel like I've done pretty well with the behind the back stages overall today. I feel like the last time I played, I was missing a lot more of those power-ups. That hasn't been as big of an issue today. The invincibility, so when you're invincible, you destroy enemies on contact. And I don't know when I discovered that, but it took an extraordinarily long time. I thought I would just pass through them if I contacted them with invincibility. But no, it actually destroys them. Same amazement levels when you took over an enemy in Oddworld? Oh no. No, nowhere near. That was jaw-dropping. That was unbelievable. Oddworld had a lot of surprises to it. It's hard to think fondly of the game because it's very janky and difficult to play, but it did have a lot of, like, fun moments of discovery and wonder about it. No! This run just died. I forgot to get the power up. We were doing so well. It's actually pretty interesting. The power-up during that experiment appeared before you jumped. Almost seems like they knew that people might try for the kind of challenges you were going for. Speedrunning, all that was not a thing in the late 80s, so that's some pretty forward thinking. Well, let's not mislead anybody. I'm definitely not speedrunning. But no, I get you. Yeah, I just have to look at it more closely. One of the things that I guess my start input didn't take. One of the things that I am kind of sad that I miss out on since I... What? I must have hit select the first time. I must have thought I was hitting start and hit select. One of the things I miss out on, because I stick so stubbornly to original hardware, is I don't have the advantage of like creating save states and looping through parts of the game to study them. Anytime I want to study a part of the game, I've got to make a full pass through the game to get to it. And I only get one chance to look at something. So I have to learn everything. It takes me a long time to learn things because of that. I can't break the game down like I could if I were using an emulator. Scary. Scary room. I have this on the Contra collection and couldn't get anywhere without the Konami code, Fuki says. It's tough. I don't know. I think I'm just kind of lucky with this game. I think it just, I don't know, it kind of resonates with me in a way that. I mean, I won't say it's not hard or anything crazy like that, but I don't feel like I had to put in the same struggle that some people have. But by all means, if the 30 lives code makes the game fun and gets you to play it, go right ahead. Play the game, you know, play games the way you want to play them. Play them the way that's fun for you. I don't suggest that anyone has to be anyone has to be as hungry for suffering as I seem to be. And like Super Ghouls and Ghosts, that's my favorite game, right? I play that game a lot. It has an option in the options. It lets you crank up the number of lives you start off with from 3 to 9. And I mean, every time I played that game when I was younger, I would always max out the lives because why not? It gave you the option right there. And I'd say I had a lot more fun with that game than I ever would have if I didn't. I mean, I know that I've lost my mind, and now I play it with the hardest possible settings every time. But I mean, my taste had to change for me to get to this point. My taste had to change a lot. Okay. Thank you, Pookie. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait to read that. No, I knew I was going to lose a life. Alright, well, we're going to keep going. Unless I miss this power-up, we're going to keep going. We can still aim for the 1cc. So we've had one death. No, we've had 2 deaths. Oh. Oh, that's a shame. That shouldn't have happened. I was dumb. I was dumb. I'm not proud of myself. Two deaths. It's really glad you never ran into this as a kid, because I was always playing this as a wee lad, but I guess in the NES days, like you said, it's kind of, I'll take what I can get. Also Tecmo Bowl, and I have fond memories. I didn't really like football, same with the NES wrestling game. Not a fan, but that's all we had. I found fun in it, yeah. I almost read that. I almost read that whole thing without dying. I think one of my friends had this game. But I don't remember us ever playing it together. When I was really young, and I don't actually think it was my friends. I think one of my friends' older brothers had this game. Where it wasn't, you know, it wasn't really my friend's game, but it was his older brother's. And if we ever played it, it was only once. And immediately thought it was too hard and quit. Because I didn't really like hard games as a kid. Like Mega Man was really hard, and I didn't really like Mega Man because it was too hard for me. I didn't own any of the Mega Man games, but I rented them. And I don't know why I kept renting them, because I I never liked them. I was shown Resident Evil 1 as a kid when it was new. Didn't understand the hype. I only understood it later in life. I don't remember when I first saw Resident Evil. It wasn't when it was current. I only learned about Resident Evil long after. Probably long after Resident Evil 2 and maybe even 3 were out. I think my first experience with Resident Evil was Resident Evil 2 on the N64. I rented that game and I liked it enough to buy it. And I think I played through it. 4 or 5 times. I know it has a bunch of different scenarios in it, and I feel like I probably completed them all. Okay. Let's get rid of that thing. I lost my focus. I forgot. The last one behaves differently. I should know that. I was so lost in thought about I actually got the spread gun. I never pick up that spread gun item. I was so amazed to have it in my hands that I completely forgot everything I was doing. I was sitting there, I was fantasizing about taking the spread gun to the boss, and it's really sad. It's really sad. All the things that were going on in my mind that were immediately destroyed because I wasn't paying attention. Same person showed me the original Need for Speed on PS1, sparked my games are amazing phase that has continued to this day. I don't know what it is that really got me into video games. It would have to be the original Super Mario Brothers that was like the... Well, no. I don't know. was gonna say that that would be like the first thing that was like really magical for me. It wasn't the first thing I played, but I was thinking it was probably the first, might have been the first thing I loved, but I mean the first games I played were on the C64. So I guess Donkey Kong. That was probably, Donkey Kong was probably the best video game that I had on the C64. Which is still a Mario game. We had a C64 and then we had an Atari 2600. I don't even remember what games we had on the Atari though. That's how small of an impact that those games had on me. I don't even remember what games we had. I remember what games I had on the C64. And I played them, you know, quite a bit. Even if it isn't deathless, did you get it? You know what? I don't even know, Pookie. I got maybe I'd have to review the footage. I don't even know. I don't think, did we miss a power up? I know I died several times. I don't recall missing a power up. My head's not in the game. I'm sorry. My thoughts are just wandering from the game so much. I don't even know how I'm doing. You didn't say you did, so I assume you got them all. You're probably right. But I've gotten the I've gotten the 1cc with all powers before. So this, if I did it now, it wouldn't be a unique achievement. I don't know how many deaths compared to the last time I got it. But yeah, I'm really unfocused. It's kind of a shame. It's a fun game though. Contra, good times. We're gonna move over to the Genesis now, though. Thank you for enjoying Contra with me, my friends. Thank you for putting up with, you know, me making a lot of mistakes, but sticking with me, and yeah, we got some good practice in. We'll get this run. So my goals for Contra are to do an all powers deathless run. And then after that, I want to see how many loops I can do on 1 credit. Just playing through, you know, regularly with the spread gun and just looping again and again. I've done the second loop of Contra. The second loop doesn't feel any different from the first loop to me, but I've heard that, you know, it gets harder each time. So it'd be interesting to see how many loops I can complete on 1 credit. But that's what we're gonna do, is sort of like the victory lap after I've finished the all powers run through it. Then we'll clean up Super C. We'll finish up the challenge runs I want to do in that, and then it'll be finally it'll be time to play some new Contra games. I think I'll play Contra 3 and Hardcore. I think I'll play them like back to back, real close together on the stream. At some point, and then start doing challenge runs for both of those. Kind of like I've been doing the Contra and Super C challenge runs kind of simultaneously. I think I'll do that with the other ones too. But we're going to play Sonic and Knuckles now. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and get switched over to the Genesis and maybe grab a drink. So I'm going to take a short BRB. And when I see you again, we'll be doing my first playthrough of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So if that sounds like something that interests you, my friends, just hang around a couple minutes and I'll see you again very shortly.